Nigeria is that the criminality which has improvised the West African country. He therefore promised to dismantle the structure if elected next month.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, has told the Nigerian Economic Summit Group that the ruling party, All Progressives Congress, has left the condition of Nigerians worse off than it was in 2015. Honoring an invitation by the Lagos Group on Monday to speak on his plans for the country if elected as president, he observed that citizens' well-being has fallen progressively since the ruling party assumed power. The former vice president said the Nigerian economy is barely growing. Per capita income is a measure of citizens' well-being has progressively fallen since 2015 because of declining output and a fast-growing population. People are worse off today than they were in 2015.
Right, the story says Kogi State government rejects Ohinoi's reply to query. Kogi State government has rejected a reply of the Ohinoi of Ibiro land, Dr. Ado Ibrahim, to a query issued him by the Kogi State government for addressing himself as Ata Ibira instead of Ohinoi of Ibiro land. A letter issued by the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Salami Mamadou Ozigi, dated as a reply to the Dr. Ado Ibrahim's response. It stated that it is a personal decision to use the title of Ata Ibira and not Ohinoi of Ibira in his official communication is at the variance of Section 9, subsection 27B, 33, and Schedule Schedule 2 and 5 of Kogi State Chief Appointment Disposition and Establishments of Traditional Council in Kogi State Law 2006.
Justice Bolton Yako of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned to January 30 to deliver judgment in a suit seeking to stop the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from disenfranchising eligible voters in the forthcoming general elections. The judge fixed the date for the judgment on Monday after counsel in the matter adopted their written addresses. The incorporated trustees of the International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law, Emmanuel Chukwuka and Bruno Ohelam, had in their suit asked the court to determine whether INEC can, as a consequence of its own contraption, bottleneck, compromise, or negligence, disenfranchise or deprive Nigerians the right or opportunity to vote in the forthcoming general election, having regard to the true intention of Section 47, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022.
Well, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has again disclosed an attack on one of its offices, the Electoral Body's National Commissioner and Chairman Information Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, and a statement that the Commission's office in Enugu South Local Government area of Enugu State was attacked by unknown gunmen. The incidents occurred at about 9:12 p.m. yesterday. The statement revealed that one policeman died while trying to repel the attackers, while another sustained injury and the current receiving treatment. Okoye said in a meeting of the Inter-Agency Consultative Committee on Election Security in Enugu State, co-chaired by the Resident Electoral Commissioner and the Commissioner of Police, has been convened to discuss the latest incidents and design additional strategies of fortifying the offices and protecting the personnel and materials.
About 25 million Nigerians are at risk of facing hunger between June and August 2023 if urgent action is not taken. According to the October 2022 Kede Harmonies, a government-led United Nations-supported food and nutrition analysis carried out twice a year, According to a joint press release by Food and Agriculture Organization, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, the United Nations Office Coordination of the Humanitarian Affairs, this is a projected increase from the estimated 17 million people currently at risk of food insecurity. The statement said continued conflict, climate change, inflation, and rising food prices are key drivers of this alarming trend. Food access has been affected by persistent violence in the northeast states of Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe, and banditry and kidnapping in states such as Katsina, Sokoto, Kaduna, Benue, and Niger. The statement said, according to the National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA), widespread flooding in the 2022 rainy season damaged more than 676,000 hectares of farmlands, which diminished harvests and increased the risk of food insecurity for families across the country. The flooding is one of the effects of climate change and variability impacting Nigeria. More extreme weather patterns affecting food security are anticipated in the future, and this is going to be a talking point of your view segment this morning. 25 million Nigerians risk food insecurity this year, and the number to dial is 0818-777-5777. The number once again, 0818-777-5777.
Alright, so talking about the newspapers today, yes, this one says another 2 killed, 52 others injured, and a truck rammed 13 vehicles in Plateau. 2 persons were killed while 52 others sustained various degrees of injury in a multiple accidents in Plateau State. The latest accident followed the death of 16 supporters of the People's Democratic Party in the state over the weekend. The Federal Road Safety Corps, in a statement signed by the Public Education Officer Peter Longsen, said the multiple accidents occurred at about 5 p.m. around the Zakili area of Jos Bengley Road. Lord Sam said 14 vehicles and 54 people were involved in the accident. He added that 2 adult females died while 52 others sustained various degrees of injuries.
Report that 25 million Nigerians risk food insecurity this year is Africa's and your view segment this morning, and the number to dial is
081-8777-5777.
And while awaiting your call, the Governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has resumed duty after his annual vacation abroad. Emefiele, who proceeded on leave in December 2022, resumed work on Monday, January 16, 2023. Osita Sobi, Director of Corporate Communications, who confirmed this, said the governor resumed with renewed vigor to perform his duty ahead of the first Monetary Policy Committee meeting of the year, scheduled for January 23 to 24, 2023. Meanwhile, contrary to speculations in some quarters that the Department of State Services stormed the CBN's headquarters on Monday afternoon with about 20 vehicles filled up with a team of security men, ostensibly to effect the arrest of Mr. Emefiele, the Public Relations Officer of the DSS, Peter Afunaya, in a swift reaction, described the story as fake news and misleading. In a statement, the DSS spokesman said the attention of the Department of State Services has been drawn to the false news during the rounds that its operatives invaded the Central Bank of Nigeria and arrested its governor. He said, and I quote, "This is fake news and quite misleading."
An Osun State High Court sitting in Osogbo has sentenced 4 persons to death by hanging for murder and other related offences. The 4 convicts are Olabisi Bashiru, age 50, Kade Sunday, 27, Rashidi Waidi, 35, and Ahmed Rafiu, 33. They have pleaded guilty to offences committed, and the presiding judge, Justice S. Falola, sentenced the four to death due to the magnanimity of the offence. The State Counsel, Dr. Dele Akintayo, told the court that the convicts committed the offence on November 27, 2018 at about 2 p.m. in Ikirum.
So welcome back. Headline: inflation. The sale rated for the first time in 11 months to 21.34% in December 2022 compared to 21.47% recorded in November 2022. Data released on Monday by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has shown. Full inflation also showed to 23.7% in December, from 24.13%. The December 2022 inflation rate figure showed a decline of 0.13% when compared to November 2022 inflation rate. Focus on review segment this morning is reports that 25 million Nigerians risk food insecurity this year, and the number to dial is 081-877-5777. Number once again 081-877-5777.
Retirees of the National Identity Management Commission and other civil servants across the country have been urged to key into the real estate value chain as a worthwhile investable venture. The advice was given by the Chief Executive Officer of our company, Dr. Babatunde Adeyemo, during an event organized for the retired workers of NIMC in Ogun State, adding that the returns are worthwhile as time goes by. It charged them to take advantage of job stability in civil service to invest in real estate, since the steady income they draw will enable them to endure longer enough for the land to appreciate to a level where they will reap bumper gains.
The policeman alleged to have killed a lawyer Omobalango Rahim on December 25, 2022 in Ajah area of Lagos State, ASP Drambi Vandi, has pleaded not guilty. The suspended police officer was arraigned on a one-count charge of murder before the Lagos State High Court, Tafawa Balewa Square Annex, on Monday. After the charge sheet was read to him, Vandi pleaded not guilty to the murder charge. Vandi was arrested and taken before Chief Magistrate C.A. Adedayo on December 30, 2022, a day after the Police Service Commission approved his suspension. Rahim was shot while returning home after an outing with members of her family on Christmas Day. Her death generated widespread criticism from different quarters across the country, with many saying the police had not learned from its extrajudicial killings and high-handedness, which culminated in the EndSARS protest of 2020.
Alright, the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has met with party election planning and monitoring teams in preparation for the general election on February 25 and March 11. Addressing the party volunteers during the trainer session in Abuja, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu appreciated their effort in agreeing to work for the party's success in all the elections.
Hello, good morning.
We lost that.
Let's go back.
Alright, he noted that the party's success greatly rests on their commitment to the assignment given to them.
2 persons were instantly killed while 52 others sustained various degrees of injury in multiple accidents in Plateau State. The latest accident followed the death of 16 supporters of the People's Democratic Party in the state over the weekend. The Federal Road Safety Corps, in a statement signed by its Public Education Officer Peter Longston, said the multiple accidents occurred at about 5 p.m. around Zakaliyo area on the Jazz Benga Road.
The former President Goodluck Jonathan has warned Nigeria against a perceived level of bitterness in the political scene of the 2023 general election approaches, saying that such attitude was capable of stalling the development in the country. He pleaded with politicians that politics was about marketing ideas and not fighting, insulting, and it is not about abusing political opponents.
A 20-year-old man, simply identified as Amaf, has allegedly defiled a 2-year-old girl in Ozar community in Ohiwon local government area of Edo State. The incident was said to have occurred on Friday, January 6, after the suspect defiled the minor in a bush adjacent Ozar Grammar School, where the victim's grandmother has a farm. A source close to the family of the victim said she lives with her grandmother as her parents were separated, so the father, who resides in Lagos, decided to send her to live with his mother in Oza. The grandmother took her to the farm. While she was working, the boy quietly went to where the old woman put her to eat and took her to a place where he defiled her.
Alright, Justice Binta Iyako of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned to January 30 to deliver judgment in a suit seeking to stop the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from disenfranchising eligible voters in the forthcoming general election. The judge fixed the date for the judgment on Monday after counsel in the matter adopted their written addresses. The incorporated trustees of the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule Law, Emmanuel Chukwuka and Bruno Ukeinam, in their suit asked the court to determine whether INEC can, and consequence of its own contraption, bottleneck comprised of negligence, disenfranchised or disapproval of Nigerians the right or opportunity to vote in the forthcoming general election.
And on sports, Premier League giants Manchester United are plotting a summer swoop for Napoli star Victor Osimhen. Osimhen is leading the Italian Serie A chart with 13 goals, 3 ahead of Inter Milan's Lautaro Martinez. The Red Devils recently bolstered their attack with the capture of Wout Weghorst on loan, but it was only a stopgap solution as the 2022 World Cup star is expected to return to parent club Burnley at the end of the season.
The second, let's still talking about sport, the second Nigerian School Sports Federation organized trials for the 2023 World School Athletics Championship will take place in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, from January 18 to 19. The 2-day meet will afford NSSF the opportunity to select its contingent for the 2023 World School Athletics Championship taking place in Turkey, as well as other international school sports federation events.
And that does it on today's edition of Headlines. It has been the job of Oluchi Amuda and
David Ojo.
The producer is Muturayo Ayebayo and the production advisor is Abimbala Babatunde. From our end, we are saying good morning.